So, if you're a salesperson who feels like you're fighting for scraps in a saturated market, this is for you. Because let's say you've learned the scripts and the tactics, but you're still not breaking through. You're stuck because you believe brilliant salespeople are just born with a gift you don't have. Okay, and that's a lie. And I'm going to be showing you the three core principles that brilliant salespeople build their careers on. Like the three principles that separate the 1% from the 99%. Okay, and you're going to be learning why the best closers are obsessed with their off the call SOPs and how they use ghost products to manufacture trust instantly. Okay, but this isn't about what you do on the call. It's all about the machine you build around it. Keep that in mind. So the average salesperson waits for leads to come to them. They are passive. They see their calendar as something that happens to them. But the brilliant salespeople sees their calendar as a territory to be conquered. Okay, they are active predators. They understand that availability is the single strongest predictor of all sales. Okay, they have two standard operating procedures. One for when they are on the call, and one for when they are off. The off the call SOP is where they manufacture opportunities. They pull future appointments forward into empty slots because same day calls have a higher show rates. They create their own luck. Therefore, while the average sales rep is waiting for the phone to ring or for the Zoom call to happen, the brilliant has already reshaped their entire week for maximum impact, like doubling their at bats before the game even starts. So, second, the average salesperson, they believe their job is to sell a product. They list features and benefits, okay? But the brilliant salesperson knows their job is to engineer trust. The product is secondary. But how do you do this? Well, it's a tactic called the ghost product. When presenting a solution, they intentionally include an item and then advise the prospect not to buy it. They say like, okay, honestly, you don't need this from me. Okay, you can get a cheaper version at Costco that will get the job for you. Okay, in that single moment, the entire dynamic shifts because you've proven you care more about their outcome than your commission. You've moved from being across the table to sitting on their side. Therefore, when you point at the other items and say, oh, but you actually absolutely need these, their trust is so high that the sales becomes a formality. You sacrifice a pawn to capture the king. That's it. Third, the average salesperson talks about having a positive mindset. They try to get motivated. That motivation is fleeting. It's a sugar high. The brilliant salesperson doesn't rely on motivation. No, they operate from a core philosophy. And it's a simple three-part code. Greedy, needy, seedy. First, don't be greedy. Okay, don't be greedy. Never desire your outcome more than theirs. Okay, if you cannot 10 times their investment, you're overcharging. Second, don't be needy. Like the moment you need the sale, you lose. Your desperation repels them. Okay, you need to understand the law of averages. Someone is always waiting to say yes. When they hop on the call, you are not the one having the problem. They have the problem. You need to understand that in your mind. And third, which is a consequence, you must be seedy. You plant seeds. Every piece of free content, every helpful insight, every time you fulfill a promise, it's a seed. You reap later than you sow, but you always reap more. Okay? So being different isn't about a secret script or magic closing line. It's a fundamental choice. Do you wait for opportunities or do you manufacture them? Do you sell a product or do you engineer trust? Do you chase motivation or do you live by a philosophy? The sales game is saturated with people like doing the same thing. But if you build career on these three principles, you won't just stand out. You'll make everyone else irrelevant. Okay? And this is how you outperform anyone else. So if you're wondering, who is this kid? Like, my name is Seth, I'm 19 years old, and I am on a mission. 1 month ago, I promised to myself that in the next 3 months, I'm going to be breaking into the high-ticket sales industry with no prior experience, like completely from scratch, as a 19-year-old from Africa. And this is my YouTube channel where I'm documenting everything from A to Z, from starting my first video to actually landing my first high-ticket sales job, making 10K, building my personal brand, and beyond. So if you're just curious if this is actually possible, you could just subscribe and follow along. I'd highly appreciate that. And yeah, we'll see where this takes us. I'll see you tomorrow because I'm posting daily.